Retail crime has been rising in the U.S. for the last 5 years. Organized criminal rings are targeting stores everywhere, from New York to California. Shoplifting has actually declined as the preferred nonviolent crime usually done by teens or substance-abusing adults. Now retailers, according to the National Retail Federation, says at times violent store thefts has instead risen, led by organized gangs that resell the goods they steal. Law enforcement officials place some of the blame on widespread lessening of penalties for shoplifting. That without deterrence and accountability, communities will continue to be victimized and businesses terrorized. 38 states don't consider shoplifting a felony unless $1,000 or more of merchandise gets stolen. Also, changes to bail laws often put criminals back on the streets very quickly. But the rising number of violent crimes are very alarming. May point to other key causes. More and more, we've been hearing about so-called smash-and-grab robberies around the U.S. They seem to be well-orchestrated crimes that involve mobs of many teens organized via social media where most don't even know each other. One young mother in Los Angeles steals and resells merchandise to pay her rent. Others say they need to do this to pay their car loans or to have money to buy food. By going into malls and other establishments and stealing clothes and other desired items, they sell them to get needed money. Police are now deploying officers to malls and shopping establishments, but it hasn't slowed things down significantly. The smash and grabs have managed to capture the public's discourse over crime, policing, and how the judicial system punishes lawbreakers. In the wake of smash and grabs, there also is an increase in young people committing acts of violence against store workers and shoppers. Whether to loot for profit, for retaliation, social media recognition, or peer acceptance, the beatings and thefts are a striking reminder of how our society has changed. Some big city politicians, though, often guard their words when speaking about mob crimes. Chicago liberal Mayor Brandon Johnson in 2023 denounced the violence. He said, "In no way do I condone destructive activity. It is unacceptable and has no place in our city." However, Johnson also said it is not constructive to demonize youth who have otherwise been starved of opportunities in their own communities. Our city must work together to create spaces for youth to gather safely and responsibly under adult guidance and supervision. Again, it's interesting that the suspects implicated in flash mobs and smash-and-grab retail crimes have different reasons for their acts. Some scratch out a living reselling what they steal. Others keep what they swipe for themselves. Many suspects believe they commit thefts to try to compensate for the tough economic climate we're all facing. It's relatively easy to resell higher-priced stolen goods through social media. It can only take a few moments to move an item. Often the goods are sold at close to full price. As said earlier, some commit theft to pay their rent or car loans, while others steal simply because they want luxury goods that they cannot otherwise afford. Retailers see smash-and-grab perpetrators as emboldened, unfazed by possible consequences, that the days of somebody hiding behind a rack and covertly putting stuff in their backpack or inside their clothes are not like that anymore. Some retail owners say in reality it's more like, "Don't care, I'm taking this and I'm leaving." In addition to injuries and potential loss of life, smash-and-grab robbery can deter many people from wanting to shop in stores or work in stores. This can cause long-term damage to business climates and tax bases in cities. During the pandemic, everyone can remember how retail businesses suffered terrible losses financially, with massive numbers of stores closing altogether. A boom for online shopping, but a disaster for jobs, personalized shopping, and economies in many cities. Unfortunately, there seems to be no focused attack plan across the board to stop smash and grab and violent mob retail crime. Some have suggested allowing parents or guardians to be sued for the acts of minors, taking away entitlement programs, building newer parks and recreational facilities, improved policing, and restricting certain types of social media activities. I might toss out a couple of other ideas to curb this kind of crime. How about more parental supervision in their children's lives? Or maybe creating more fear of prosecution, or teens that follow and respect the 10 Commandments. Something must be changed. This is A.J. Graves.